Today,
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital to see my dentist for my teeth.
Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly K. This is Grizzly True Crime and this is the last day of 2023. So happy new year to all of you, depending on when you are watching this. If you're in Australia or Tokyo, I know you've already had New Year, so you are in the future. And also if you guys are still yet to celebrate, I want to wish you a very happy new year. And I'm very excited to spend lots of time with you in 2024. Again, thank you so much to everyone that has subscribed and supported the work that I do here in 2023. I'm very proud of this community. Tracy says, and Tracy's been a member for 26 months. An OG. Tracy was there from the very beginning when we had 18 people in the chat. And she said, Happy New Year, Grizzlies. Almost 250K strong. Let's do this. And yeah, we are so close, you guys. If you subscribe and see that it clicks over to 250,000, tell me, okay? I want to know who that was. That's going to be pretty cool. If we can see who was the 250,000 subscriber here at Grizzly True Crime, I think that's quite a cool milestone. Okay, so today we're going to have two live streams. This first one is to discuss Gypsy Rose Blanchard's release. If you missed the previous live stream where we did an entire case presentation and deep dive so that you know all about the case, if you've never heard about it before, you just wanted a refresher, that link is in the description box for you. I also do have our members only stream. We've actually had two member streams about this case where we called it Snark Tank, as we do sometimes with member streams, because some elements of this case are concerning. And yeah, so if you want to check that out, that's also linked for you and you can see that and maybe snark with us in the comments, okay? So let's dive into what we're looking at today. Make sure, as I say, your notifications are on. This stream, you will be teleported to the next stream, okay? After this. So make sure if you can't stay for this whole live that you do look out for the notifications or that you are subscribed with your notifications on, because I'd love to see you there. We're going to be discussing another true crime case again later and watching a press conference together. Okay, so let's get into what we're going to be talking about, okay? Let's see here. Now, members, this article we've already been through together. I just want to go over it with everyone so that we can start kind of chronologically, from Gypsy Rose Blanchard's release. In fact, before I do that, let me show you this. This was about the murder of Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard, her mother, who was murdered in 2015. Gypsy Rose was a co-conspirator in the murder, and she got 10 years in prison. That was a deal that she got. and she served 85% of her time. So she's actually just been released on it's an early release. So now she's on parole. So remember that, because her parole officer telling her that she needs to get out of Missouri, I was confused. I was asking on X, why? Who can tell her that she has to leave Missouri? But her parole officer told her because she's going to be monitored in Louisiana. That was part of the agreement. So, yeah, she's at an early release after serving, I think she was in for, 8 years? And the boyfriend that she conspired with at the time, Nick Godejohn, he's serving a life without parole sentence. So we've had some discussions about that as well, and seen clips of that as well together in the members only stream. And if you didn't know, Gypsy, her mom, had this factitious disorder imposed on another, which used to be known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, is when someone falsely claims that another person has physical or psychological signs or symptoms of illness, or causes injury or disease in another person with the intention of deceiving others. That was her whole childhood was stolen from her. She was exploited to the maximum degree. She was abused. Her mother had her salivary glands cut out, and she had a feeding tube, and she was told she had leukemia and all sorts of things that she didn't have. It's all this factitious disorder imposed on another. And so one can imagine that at some point, Gypsy described in an interview, it felt like, well, it's either her or me. And I think by that she means it's a survival situation, absolutely, right? So we've gone through this whole presentation in that previous stream, as I've told you. So if you want to check that out, do check it out. I've made a playlist for this case because I can imagine we're probably going to talk about this a little bit more. And then just to give you some background before we dive into the updates, Gypsy was in this Chillicothe, I hope I'm saying that right. That word is always a difficult one for me. That prison, okay, since 2016. In 2019, it was reported that she was engaged to a guy called Ken. And then on June 27th of 2022, she filed for a marriage license, and she got married to a man named Ryan Scott Anderson on July 21st of 2022. He's from Lake Charles, Louisiana. BZ says, I still don't understand why or how doctors went along with this. Doctors rely on, the patients or their parents to tell them information, right? And Dee Dee Blanchard went around. She saw over 150 doctors. And then there was the Hurricane Katrina factor as well, where she said that they lost all her medical records, so she could start on pretty much a clean slate. I'm talking about Dee Dee Blanchard. So if you want to see those discussions, check out that previous stream, right? Now, in November 2022, important to note as well, Gypsy wrote a message to her family saying, "It is with a heavy heart that this morning I made a decision to go ahead and file for annulment and end my marriage with Ryan. My marriage ends with no fault to either of us. I believe we are just in different places in our lives and find it too difficult to walk a path together at this point. There's a tiny red flag for me already. I'm feeling very protective of her because I think she's vulnerable, a traumatized person. She's been exploited her whole life. She's had to put on a show her whole life. She's had cameras in her face her whole life. There was absolutely no rush to get married. He is the guy in the free world. What was his rush to get married? I don't like any of it. So I'm gonna try not to snark too much, okay? Today, we've already done that twice, as I say, for the member stream. But already there, the fact that she was like, no, I'm just gonna annul this marriage. But then she didn't annul it. It went ahead. It continued on. That's already a warning sign for me, right? And so in April of 2023, she responded to a message that she received from a reality star, and she was saying, listen, my husband's name is Ryan Anderson, and we do not appreciate crazy people like you spreading lies, and all of that. And then apparently he sent the guy threatening messages as well. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that from my presentation. We're going to talk about this update. She's not going to be at this game because she's been told by a parole officer to get the heck out of Missouri. So she's crushed that she's not going to be able to possibly meet Taylor Swift, although I think her chances were slim to none. Security risk. Her book is coming out on January 9th. There's a Lifetime documentary coming out about her on January 5th. I do want to ask you guys in the USA a favor, because for me in Europe, it's very difficult to watch things on Hulu, on Peacock, on Dateline, and Lifetime. If you watch it and you can screen record it and send it to me, I would love to see it Maybe I could then make a presentation, or we could talk about it, or things like that, okay? So I wanted to tell you this because it's very important for when we look at this. Because there's a lot of people saying, Ryan, but gee, they even just said it on my YouTube short. Okay, and I'm not attacking the person who said it. If you are here, I'm not attacking you. But people say, but gee, Ryan can bring a camera because they're making a Lifetime documentary. No, it's already made. It's coming out on January 5th. So what the frick is... Okay, hold me back. Why is he bringing his camera guy along? Gypsy said when she leaves the prison, she doesn't want the media there. She doesn't want a camera crew there. But there was hubby in his flashy Cadillac with a camera guy. Why? Man. Floating the River says out with a gypsy bag. Well, we have another stream later. But yes, and into 2024 with 250K. Let's do this. Thank you for all you do, G. Yes, thank you so much. We are getting very close. We've got just a few more Grizzlies to go, and then we'll be at 250K. So that's pretty cool. Okay, a few hundred, but that can happen today. Okay, now they say, look at the headline. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, husband brings camera crew to prison pickup. No, sir. No. How about no? A lot of people have pointed out on social media, when we talked about this on members only, someone said that he looks quite a lot like her mother, and then we couldn't unsee it. We all compared pictures, and we're like, oh no, now we can't unsee it. And now I see it's all over social media as well. People are seeing that he looks similar to her mother, which is quite a scary thing psychologically, right? Anyway, and so there he was. They say Gypsy Rose Blanchard, she was released on December 28th of 2023, in case you didn't know, right? Okay, so Gypsy Rose Blanchard is no longer behind bars, and TMZ has the first look at her prison pickup, featuring her husband and a camera crew documenting her every move. The famous felon was freed on parole early Thursday when she departed the Chillicothe Correctional Center in Missouri, and she was greeted by a familiar face, her hubby, Ryan Scott Anderson. Gypsy wanted to keep media away from the prison, and she left in a car. But she's not shying away from Ryan's camera guy. After all, she's the subject of an upcoming Lifetime doc. Yeah, we know. Let me tell you this. People are like, oh my word, she's on camera. No, it's not a good thing. No. This poor lady has had a camera in her face her entire life. Her entire life has been exploited. Now I see there's articles saying she wants to work with Kim Kardashian. Don't! If you truly want freedom, you truly want to live an authentic life, you want to get to know who you even are, put the cameras down. And you know what? This guy should know that. He should be protective. Okay, so Ryan, a teacher from Louisiana who married Gypsy in prison last year, captured his wife's first taste of freedom after her 7 years behind bars. And then he and the photographer went back to their hotel a few hours later without Gypsy. As we first told you, Gypsy's release was super secretive. Media and fans weren't allowed on the premises, and the parking lot was off limits too. He, of course, arrived in his Cadillac with Hitman on it, which is a tribute to WWE because he's a WWE fan. This is not low profile at all. I think it's flashy. I think it's cringy. I'm not saying the car itself. I'm saying the situation. Like, you're going to pick her up in your Cadillac with a Hitman sign on it. In this high-profile case, you're going to pick her up from prison with your Hitman car. Not everybody knows about WWE. I didn't know at first that this is a WWE thing, but I'm like, what? Come on, man. No, dude, no. And just wait till you hear how they met and how this relationship even progressed. We're going to look at all of that today. Thank you so much, Linda Wolf. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to read all your messages again later after the live stream. Okay, I'm going to be looking at the live chat replay again, and I'd love to read your comments too. Now, Ryan and his photographer had the golden ticket, though. His car stood out in the empty parking lot. It's not just because of the personalized Hitman license plate, a tribute to the famous WWE wrestler. Gypsy's homecoming has been eagerly anticipated. Remember, she was sentenced to a decade behind bars in 2016, being convicted in the murder of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, who's accused of forcing Gypsy to pretend to be disabled for years. Gypsy's then boyfriend, Nick Godejohn, admitted to murdering Dee Dee in 2015 to help Gypsy Rose Blanchard escape her mother's clutches, and he's still serving a life sentence. So, as we reported, Gypsy was granted parole in September, and her release Thursday comes 3 years before her original release date. Gypsy's case captured the nation's attention and spawned an HBO documentary. So that's what I'm saying. She doesn't have to have all these cameras in her face. There's already an HBO documentary. There's that Mommy, Dead and Dearest. There's this Hulu series, The Act as well. And now they also say there's going to be this 3-part documentary, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Hence the camera crew here. I don't buy it because the documentary is already set to come out on January 5th. You know, if I had a video that I'm producing, like something, a documentary to come out on January 5th, oh, it's already pretty much done. I'm going to wait until like January 4th or still be filming around. I don't know about that. We'll see if they add those clips in. Set to debut in early 2024, the doc will chronicle Gypsy and Ryan's prison wedding, also highlighting the early days of her post-prison life, including a trip to see the NFL's Kansas City Chiefs in hopes of meeting Taylor Swift. Also not a good move on his part to be like, I've got tickets to the Kansas City Chiefs game, and she might meet Taylor Swift. He does not, in my opinion, have a protective bone in his body. No. This is not protective, and she needs protection. I was watching Cinema Shogun's take on this as well. I see we share a lot of the same sentiments. And he was saying, if you've seen Ace Ventura, how the movie starts when there's that fragile package that he's like tossing in the air and kicking around, he said that's how people are treating her now that she's just left. It's overwhelming. And then now the expectation that the world is setting for her is the same or worse than before she first entered prison. Again, now there's more cameras in her face. There's more social media. There's more hype. There's more paparazzi. I mean, and now what? That's all she knows, you know, and it's escalated. Okay. Thank you so much, Rochelle. Yeah, January 5th it is indeed. Stormy says, it sounds like he's exploiting her. So let's look at this. Who is this guy? So they say per Blanchard and Anderson's marriage license, he's from Lake Charles, Louisiana, where he works as a middle school special education teacher. Following her time in prison, Blanchard planned to move to Louisiana, and Anderson joked. Now, I don't like this joke. There's many things that I'm like, red flag. And if you have a differing opinion, of course, that's okay. I'm not going to ignore my gut instinct about the situation, okay? So they say that he joked. That was one of the first reasons she decided to speak to him initially. She's like, that was probably the main reason is you were from Louisiana and I wanted to make friends with people from Louisiana, he told People. So I credit that as being the most important thing is that I was just from Louisiana. Oh, wow. What a love story. You know, I'm not faulting her. I'm looking at him. Why are you writing to prison girls? What you doing that for, sir? Who else did you write to? And why do you have to rush into the marriage? Oh, and he said they're going to get all gussied up. Ew! I know people could say that, but he said, we're going to get all gussied up. And I'm going to take her out for a candlelight dinner. I'm like, okay. Just hold your horses there, sir. So they began communicating after Anderson sent her a letter. Now listen to this. Anderson and Blanchard first connected in 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic started. Anderson was working in a hospital at the time, and his clientele dropped from around 300 to 12 patients, which is quite odd, right? He was working at a hospital, but his clientele dropped during a pandemic. Are you sure? It sounded like it could have gone, 100-fold. It sounded like a good time to be working at a hospital, like they needed you. Anyway, moving on. They say this, the Netflix show Tiger King, do you guys watch that, was popular then, and his co-worker told him. So Ryan's co-worker said to him, she wanted to write a letter to the Tiger King's subject, Joe Exotic. He told her that if she wrote to him, he'd write to Blanchard. This is not a good start of the story. I said, I'll tell you what, if you write him, I'll write Gypsy Rose Blanchard, or Blanchard. I know you guys say I say it wrong, Blanchard. And I had watched her documentary, Mommy, Dead and Dearest, like 3 years before that, he said. And then The Act had came out, and I've never watched The Act, but I remember my friends talking about The Act, and I was like, I'll watch the documentary again. So it was kind of fresh on my mind. After he sent it, he didn't expect to hear back, but within a few weeks, in May of 2020, he'd begun a back-and-forth email exchange with Blanchard, who he said was drawn to how personal he was and the sacrifices he had made for his family, including helping his mother raise his nephew. I'm worried, you guys. Maggie Beth says, I'm worried that Mama G is going to have sore arms tomorrow with a huge number of red flags she's waving for Gypsy. Yeah, I'm like, run! Gypsy! Freedom. This is not freedom. This guy already locked you down. He got his certainty. He secured, I don't know how else to say it, you guys. I've got to be so careful. Just hold me back. I'm not going to say that. He locked her down before she was even free. Yeah, Sherry says, I don't think this will end well. I don't think so. I don't like it. Okay. They met a year after they first started talking. Due to the restrictions of the pandemic, Blanchard and Anderson couldn't meet until July of 2021. Blanchard has called him her emotional backboard, crediting him for helping keep her calm. We met in 2020 when the pandemic was really, really strong and had a lot of emotional ups and downs because of COVID, she told People. Unfortunately, it put the prison in a position to where it restricted our freedom even more. So Ryan has seen me through some really good times, some really hard times. She added, I would say that he's probably the most compassionate soul that I've ever met. I'm going to say to Gypsy, the bar is not set very high. Unfortunately. And be very careful of the help being offered to you. There are people just waiting to exploit her. And I just see it happening. It's just a nightmare to me. Okay, so they said, she added, I would say he's probably the most compassionate soul I've ever met and the most patient. God knows he's so patient with me because I could be a little bit of a lot to handle. I could be a handful, an emotional handful. Okay, yeah, you've had a very traumatic life. So it makes sense, right? Wow. Okay. So she added that though a lot of their relationship was long distance and over the phone, Anderson became so in tune with her emotions, you could tell how she was feeling as soon as she picked up. Manipulation station. I could just hear manipulation. It's fine if it is. Some people want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do not. After everything, the more I talk about it, the more I read, the more things are happening. I just do not. I give her the benefit of the doubt. I have absolute faith that she can have a new life, that she can do really well. All of that. But with him, my gut instinct is like, no. Okay? So she said, we've been able to build this emotional bond that within 2 seconds of talking on the phone, he knows my emotions. And he'll be like, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? So I'm thankful that I have a man that is open enough with his own emotions so I could let my emotions flow. Well, that's easy. When she's in prison and he's out, now everything changes. The dynamic changes now that she's out too. You know, he's used to having her in prison and writing to her. That's how many of these hybristophilic situations start. Well, now everything's changed because she's released and released early, right? Okay, so now they got married while they were in prison. We went over that. They want to grow their family, which I know people are saying 2024. She'll probably be announcing that. Maybe, right? Heaven says, is she required to have therapy during this probation? I'm not too sure. So ahead of her early prison release, Blanchard told People that she has goals of starting a family and having kids. Since Blanchard had a fraught relationship with her own mother and never lived with her father and stepmother, she said people have questioned what kind of mother she'll be, which has hurt her feelings. Of course, that would hurt her feelings. I would just say, please give yourself some time. Learn who you are. Experience things. Travel. Before, and now it's too late, she's already married. Before even dating, never mind getting married, she's already married. And having kids. What about you? What about you, lady? Okay. When someone says, do you think that because of what you went through, are you gonna do that to your kids? And I said, you know what? Absolutely not. I've learned what not to do, she said. Blanchard pointed to Anderson's mother and her own stepmother as examples of people who are strong maternal figures and whom she plans to model her parenting after. I have other mother figures that are around in my life, friends that are mothers, she said. So I have a lot of good people around me to pull advice from when that time comes. Yes, when that time comes. So it doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be now. Okay. The other day when we were talking about this case and I was saying she needs to slow down, someone left a comment saying, well, how could you tell her to slow down? She has not even had a child. I understand. But no matter what, if a train is ready to roll for years and years and years, even when it goes, you can't just go at like a bullet train. You got to just, if you're not a bullet train, you know what I mean? Just slow down. Things can get out of hand really quickly. there is a discipline in healing as well. You can't just do whatever you want, whenever you want, and just go wild. I understand the need, but she needs protective people in her life to look out for her, to pull the reins a little bit. Otherwise, things can get so out of hand so quickly. It's scary. Okay, so then that's what she said. Now, let's have a look at this little clip here. This guy also, sorry, just resize him quickly. He also shares something about how they met and what Ryan had said. So let's listen to it quickly.
The two met. Well, Ryan Anderson, that's her husband's name. Him and Gypsy, they met because he allegedly just had wrote her a letter. Back in 2020, he had wrote her a letter because his coworker, and this is coming from him, apparently his coworker had wanted to write Joe Exotic, who had been, in prison at the time. Well, he also said, I'm going to write Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So Ryan Anderson wrote her a letter, and he himself says that he had no idea that this would, stem into a relationship and eventually turn into a marriage, obviously. But, the two went back and forth emailing, the last 3 years. And in 2022, August, the two got married. She just got released yesterday. So it's really interesting how this whole thing came together.
Wow.
Okay, so we've seen that. Now, this is the news of, because we all possibly, I don't know if that was now a member stream or if we discussed this last time. I think we discussed this, that she really wanted to go and try to meet Taylor Swift. She used her commissary money to buy all of Taylor Swift's albums while she was in prison, and she said it really helped her get through many days, which that's great. But to immediately get out of prison and be like, I'm going to meet Taylor Swift. Okay, no, you're not. Just calm down there, and you got to think of Taylor Swift as well, and security risks and all of that, right? That's got to be very well organized and kept very secure. So they said, no T Swift Chiefs meetup. Parole officer says she must leave the state of Missouri. Okay. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has overstayed her welcome in Missouri post-prison because she's gotten the old GTFOH, which is get the F out of here. Okay. From cops dashing any hope of a Swiftie meetup for now. Sources with direct knowledge, tell TMZ, the recently released ex-con, who was cut loose into the wild Thursday from a state prison there in the area, was recently notified by her parole officer that she and her loved ones needed to get out of Missouri. The reasoning behind this is a bit unclear, but we do know is that Gypsy was told local law enforcement officials spoke to the state corrections unit and notified them that they wanted her gone ASAP. We're told this might be because of security risks. Her continued presence might present to the KC area where she's been hanging out for the past 24 hours or so. Thank you, Helena. Really appreciate it. So here he's taking her to McDonald's. Please, sir, she's been in prison this whole time. Okay, and before that, she was starved by her mother. Could you give her something nutritious? Please. I just get so mad. It's like, come on, man. McDonald's. Maybe she wants takeout, but just, I don't know, give her some raspberries, blueberries, something nice to eat, take her for a nice walk, just let her taste actual freedom. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's true, Gypsy Rose Blanchard has become a local celebrity during her brief time in town, taking photos with fans and stopping and chatting with paps that have been hounding her, paparazzi. During the time she's been out behind bars, Gypsy has most certainly drawn a hell of a lot of attention. In any case, our sources tell us Gypsy's heard him loud and clear, and she's currently on her way to her husband's home in Louisiana. Oh, so it's going to be him and her alone now? Oh dear. Okay, so, and which of course means she won't be at Sunday's Chiefs game. She's apparently crushed by this. We told Gypsy's bummed about this development, and she and her hubby had plans to attend for a while now, with tickets in hand, dating back months, and even some Chiefs merch ready to go that she got for Christmas. Is she even a Chiefs fan yet? Or is he just making her wear Chiefs merch and saying, we're going to go watch my favorite team, and guess what? Taylor Swift might be there. You'll see what I mean later. Okay, we're going to get to that. Erin said, for me, she's gone from abuse and control with mom to prison control, now into a marriage control. Not good. Love you, G. Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much. And that's what I'm seeing as well. That's what it feels like that, right? Okay, as reported, Gypsy was hoping to meet Taylor Swift while at Arrowhead with a Hail Mary shoutout that she hoped Taylor Swift would see. Of course, it was a long shot to begin with, exactly. Now, in terms of why Gypsy was allowed to roam around Kansas City to begin with, we're told it had to do with the timing of her release, which was very, very early at like 3:30 in the morning, right? Which led MDOC to allow her to stay overnight in town at an Airbnb where her family partied and posted on social media. It was posted everywhere. People, of course, hello, this is the real world and the internet. And so guess what? She was doxxed. People showed up with cameras. Already there was a safety concern. Helen says, he's selling those tickets? I don't know. Ask him. Right? You want to go? So they say, like we said, she's been living it up since getting back on the outside. Now she'll just have to do it in another state because Missouri's told her to beat it, and she absolutely did. Pretty crazy, 48 hours for Gypsy, but nothing compared to her life story in general, which, by the way, is going to be spotlighted in a new Lifetime special that's airing on January 5th. The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a 3-night event that'll touch on the whole saga, dating back to when she helped plan the murder of her abusive mother. Sorry for the fireworks. It is New Year's, and you know how it goes here in the Netherlands. I've told you about it before. So if you hear that, I'm okay. I might get a fright here and there, though, even with earphones on. That was loud. Okay. Happy New Year, everyone. So they say that'll touch on the whole saga, dating back to when she helped plan the murder of her abusive mother, and it features a first-person perspective from the Gypsy Rose Blanchard herself on her own newsworthy story. Definitely worth a watch, and we suppose we'll see what Gypsy gets up to next. Yes, we're going to keep a close eye on that. She's also got a book coming out, which is this one, coming out on #1 bestseller already. People have already bought it, pre-ordered it. Kindle version is $11.49. That's what it shows for me. I don't know. So maybe different because of where I'm located. But yes, she's already got a book which says Released, Conversations on the Eve of Freedom. So she's already been exploited a lot. This one says Gypsy's catching up on lost time, heading online to snap her first selfie of freedom one day after a prison release. The famous felon. Oh no. When they're like famous felon, spotlight. They're saying all these words, right? Famous felon, spotlight, camera crew, documentary, book, Kim Kardashian. No. No shame. Okay, this is how it's going now. It is what it is, isn't it? She wasted no time picking up her phone to pose for a mirror selfie on Friday, and she's a natural. Check her out, sporting her best angle with her hand on her hip. She's got an Instagram account. She's got TikTok. She's got Snapchat. She's got X. Everything, okay? Not a YouTube channel yet, from what I've seen. And overnight, just like almost 5 million followers, of course. So then they say, which I worry about. What's going to happen in her inbox? She better watch our episodes about the dangers of social media, right? And the dangers of opportunistic men who live with their moms with a WWE car and their camera guy. We're like, cool, are you gonna write to Joe Exotic? I'm gonna write to Gypsy Rose. Come on, man, come on. He's like, yeah, I was pretty up to date with it. Yeah, watch the documentary again. Oh, man, come on. She celebrated her first selfie of freedom in the caption and delighted her followers who showered her with congratulatory comments and supportive messages. The selfie is clearly taken from the hotel room that she's sharing with her husband Ryan before they move in together. So not even a proper first date yet, or just dating for a while or a few months or a few years and then an engagement. Just like out of prison, married, moving in with this man. And she's like, I've never lived with a man before, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, oh dear. Someone's got to prepare her for that. Oh, man. Okay, so they say the selfies taken from this hotel room that she was sharing with Ryan before they move in together. As of right now, Gypsy's adapting to life on the outside, beginning with a shoe shopping spree, which I'll show you now. She was snapped wearing only socks as she picked up some new footwear, but hours after Ryan picked her up, following her early release on parole. Okay, so we've looked at that one. This is her Instagram account. 4.7 million followers, where you could see a whole bunch of things, and we're going to discuss one of these photos in a moment. Kimberly, in Japan. So you're already in the future. Happy New Year to you. You said, I just can't understand why her dad and stepmom could just admit their marriage. Is everyone trying to feed off her? So many questions. I think that's why I also feel so strongly. Somebody's got to tell her, you know, because I know they don't want to alienate her. They don't want to lose her. They don't want to upset her. I get that. Oh, but I feel so protective. I'm like, someone's got to tell her. Yeah, Liz G says new shoesies. She went shopping for new shoesies. She did indeed. Have you seen my short? I just made a short before this live stream on it. Okay. This is her account. I'm not too sure who started it. If she started this from prison, I don't know, because this was posted in October already. Then this little clip, work hard in silence, let your success be your noise. Yeah, exactly. Take your own advice literally. Work hard in silence, let your success be your noise. Yeah, that's not what's happening here, though. No. Here they say, what? Gary, Joy, Ryan, Gypsy, Christy, Rod. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. There's a wedding ring. TikTok, yes. Love you. We love you, Gypsy Rose. And so we go on. This is this book that was already, they said, coming January 2024. I think this is her stepsister, they said. You know, she was celebrating her release there. And so, I just want to actually see this quickly. Yeah, there's only that photo. But this photo, I'm looking at this guy. Okay. It's like, hold me back. Here we go. Okay. I would also like to know exactly what her parole terms are. That I'm not clear on yet. Okay. Now, here. The commentary I would like to make on this is, number one, not only does he always have a camera guy around, but now he's also got his remote here, which I know will help to take a selfie, but I don't like the vibe of it. Do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm trying to say, the feeling? Some of you might have no problem with this, and that's okay. For me, I'm like, ooh, he's like always got the camera ready. He's already got his Bluetooth remote set up, so the ultimate selfie can be taken with his new wifey. His prize is what it feels like, and I don't like that. And he also said, those lights that he put up, I'm assuming this is at his house or what? Here the fireworks. Eee. I just heard it whistling. Did you hear it? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, he says, the lights say Ryan and Gypsy. I think it should be Gypsy and Ryan. Or just Gypsy. Not to invalidate him. I just mean, yeah, she's got a lot of catching up to do. Spoil her. This is not the Ryan show. Okay, this is Gypsy's life. Ryan and Gypsy. Ryan with the Bluetooth remote. I don't have to like it, and I don't like it. Precy, I know you and I we've been saying a few things there on X, so I'm like, oh man, just hold me back. You like, I'm quiet, because if I don't keep my mouth shut, I'll explode. Rosebud says he's making bank on her, at least hoping. Yeah, he's seeing, in my opinion, and I'm speculating, to me, it feels like he's just seeing cash and significance, fame, money. I'm sad for her. I'm not happy for her with this marriage, and I'm not even going to pretend to be. You know, I'm someone that strips denial from people. When people are in denial, I'm like, don't be. It's dangerous. Denial is dangerous. It's one of the things that Mr. Grizzly, my husband, doesn't like about me, because he's always like, oh man, can't you just leave me? Blissfully ignorant. I'm like, no. If he travels on his own, I'm like, these are the risks. Hey, look out for this and this and this. And he's like, oh man, come on. I just want to be blissfully unaware. No, you got to be aware. Denial is dangerous. And I'm in no denial that this guy rushed into the marriage. This guy's gotten his wifey here, his prize. Who else has he dated before? I don't know. I don't know what the background is. What's up with him? Always got your remote ready, and it's Ryan and Gypsy. No, I'm sorry. It should just say Gypsy. Just Gypsy on the wall, okay? You don't need your name on there. Okay. She's also got a TikTok account, which has 1.4 million followers and 4 videos posted. Now, let's see what's going on here. I mean, does she look happy here? You tell me. Now, this is just one picture, but the paparazzi is already following her around. What is going on here? This is on a trip to them. Maybe this is when she's disappointed about the Taylor Swift thing. I don't know. But look at these pictures. So let's first read this. They say, freed Gypsy Rose Blanchard is on her way home to Louisiana with her dream of meeting Taylor Swift at a Kansas City Chiefs game in tatters. This is a British page, right? In tatters. Okay. And Daily Mail understands that it was her parole officer who put the kibosh on her attending Sunday's game at the Arrowhead Stadium, as she was firmly told she had to get home as quickly as she can. There was no way she was ever going to be allowed to go to that game, one source told Daily Mail. Gypsy, 32, and her husband Ryan Anderson, 37, drove away from the Airbnb they had rented in Overland Park, Kansas for her first full night of freedom after she was released from prison in Missouri in the early hours of Thursday morning. Oh no. We don't know this, but Miss North Musing says, he hasn't dated anyone because outside girls see him for what he is. Well, who knows? I'm a little worried about it. But check his Google search history, right? Sorry. Shame, the poor guy. I'm just like, no, I would say it out of protection. So, yeah, I mean, she looks overwhelmed. Yeah, this is, to me, this is like, oh man, let me just hold onto this wall for a second. Hello, wall. Overwhelmed, right? Susan, was Gypsy in what? Gal? I don't know what that means. You said I need to catch up on this. Thank you for your sticker. I hope you will catch up. The link is in the description box to see an overview of the whole case. We did a presentation, right? So they say Gypsy Rose Blanchard was seen during a pit stop on Friday. She heads home to Lake Charles, Louisiana. Does she look excited to head home with this guy or what? What's going on here, guys? This guy we're all talking about, Sandra, is her husband. The guy who married her while she was in prison. Shame! Look at her here. Overwhelmed. They drove south on Route 69, stopping at a McDonald's for a meal for themselves and the film crew, which is recording her every move. And stop saying for a Lifetime documentary because it's already coming out on January 5th. There he is in his Cadillac. Oh, man. Yeah. Woody Deason says, I was really confused when I first saw this. You said unheard of your parole officer kicking you out of state. She'll have to get a new one. She'll have to get a new one. Okay, so they drove south on the route, stopping at McDonald's for a meal for themselves and the film crew, which is recording her every move, but they took a wrong turn, appeared to be heading towards Springfield, Missouri, the town that Gypsy had lived with her mother Dee Dee until she persuaded her boyfriend to kill her in 2015, perhaps to film for a show. That was a false alarm, and then they continued towards Lake Charles. Really? You're going to tell me that this guy just went, oops, we were heading towards where you used to live? Quickly, camera guy. Come on, man. No, I think it's, Rochelle says, I thought his caddy was yellow. I think it was just in the light. Here it is. I think it's maybe just how it looked in the light or something. I'm not sure. Now, where were we? We were here, right? Okay. So that was a false alarm. Was it now? Okay. Gypsy said she wanted to go to a game against the Cincinnati Bengals and even dreamed that she might see or meet Taylor Swift, whose boyfriend Travis Kelce plays for the Chiefs. But now she'll have to content herself on watching the game on TV. Despite being released 3 days after Christmas, the ex-con managed to celebrate with family and friends the night after she walked free. Her dad, Rod, and stepmother, Christy, were both on hand at a secret safe house outside Kansas City on Thursday evening, less than 24 hours after her release from a Missouri prison. Lisa said it's his Cadillac, apparently, and it's got its personalized number plate with a WWE Hitman thing on it, which a lot of people have said a teacher would not be having that car, but I don't know. Oh, okay, let's see the last pic there. Yeah, the Hitman tag is gone. You're right. Denise says the Hitman tag was gone in that last pic. So maybe he watched our episode. Maybe he's like, oh man, or someone advised him. Like, duh, don't. Jory. How do I say your name? Like, I want to say like Yuri. Okay, the Hitman license plate is so inappropriate. I know, right? It seems like someone told him that. Anyway, we've got lots to discuss, as you can see. Now, they say despite her being released, the ex-con managed to celebrate with family and friends the night she walked free. Her dad, Rod, and stepmother, Christy, were both on hand at a secret safe house outside Kansas City. And we talked about Dee Dee Blanchard before. Again, does she look happy and free to you? I know we're just judging by one picture, but I've seen many pictures now, and I'm not seeing a happy lady. Or a lady who feels free at all. Susan says, sorry, I'm in the UK. Oh, it's English for jail. Okay, thank you. I don't know. Yeah, she's out. She was released on December 28th. This guy pulling into McDonald's with his Cadillac. Sir, please raise your standards. This girl deserves the world now that she's free, okay? She's been through a lifetime of abuse. I know there's lots of debates of whether she should have just been in prison for life. Some people feel that. Some people feel like she should have never been sentenced. Some people think that her that ex-boyfriend, Nick Godejohn, deserves to at least have parole. I'm kind of on that page. I think it should be life. Maybe with the possibility of parole, and they see how he does after some time. But he's got life without parole. There's lots of debates around this case. But at the end of the day, sir, please take her somewhere proper for a meal, okay? She needs nutrition at this point. I'm not even a mother, you guys, only of my cats, and I can feel those mama bear vibes, you know? Lindsay said, I wonder what his family thinks about this, like the one she's moving in with. They said, we watched a little clip of an interview. Her stepmom said that they've met him. He's a great guy. They're happy for her. They said at the end of the day that she is a 32-year-old married woman, but yet we must consider all the trauma and everything she's been through mentally. I don't think she's 32. No shame. You gotta be like, I know she's an adult, okay? She's got a freedom. That's exciting. This is not it. Okay. Yeah. Crime Spies. Nice to see you. You said in the documentary on HBO, even Dee Dee's dad and stepmom said that she got what she deserved. There was suspicion around the death of her mom. Interesting. Oh, what I was thinking when I say yeah, is that they also said they thought, to advise her against marrying him so fast and everything, but have since I guess they've just accepted it, right? That it is what it is. Okay, now they're showing Taylor Swift pictures here. Her post-incarceration life kicked off with a night in a budget hotel with husband Ryan Anderson, followed by a trip off Broadway Shoe Warehouse, where she posed for Daily Mail in new sneakers and giggled. I love them. Gypsy's now ready to put her years of incarceration behind her and begin her post-prison life as an unlikely reality star. No, not a reality star, but that's probably how it's going to go, unfortunately. Her to-do list includes a book launch and filming a docuseries. But before that, she enjoyed an emotional Christmas reunion Thursday night with her dad and stepmom Rod and Christy Blanchard at an Airbnb rental in Overland Park, where she was staying with teacher Ryan. A handful of close friends arrived bearing gifts for their newly released gal pal, while a TV production crew filmed Gypsy's every move. In an interview last week, Christy mentioned how much Gypsy was looking forward to Christmas surrounded by family, even if Santa would have to wait an additional 3 days to pay her a visit. We're going to do Christmas. I've got a Christmas tree. I've got her so many gifts. I went overboard, actually, Christy told News Nation. Just remember, that's the standard she's going to be used to now. Start off slow, okay? So now they said, we're also going to do a spa day. We're going to get her a pedicure, manicure, facial, haircut, colored if she wants. The works. Bring her shopping. She can't wait. Okay, this is her dad. Ah, there's a Walmart. Actually, there is a Walmart in this case. That's where Gypsy stole the knife from. Yeah, that Nick Godejohn used to murder her mother. Came from Walmart. I can see Walmart here as well. This is the thing. Okay, Miss North Music says, seriously, you couldn't get a Hilton room? He took her to a budget inn for like $130 a night. Yes, he did. And then she posted pictures in it, and then it was like she was doxxed. I don't know who exactly doxxed her, but people figured it out real quick where she was. That's not safe. Oh, man. Okay, so here's some pictures of friends arriving with gifts. Okay, lots of gifts. I don't know who this guy is. Who's this guy? I was looking at this earlier. I'm like, who's that guy? I have to look into it a little bit more. Lindsay Martin says, I meant his family ever said anything. Oh, I haven't heard that. That's a good question. What does his family think about all of this? Yes. Now, Rod and wife Christy left the house early Friday morning, headed back home. Driving off in their white Cadillac sedan, the couple stopped at a McDonald's drive-thru south of Kansas, where they ordered food for themselves and the production crew. On Friday, Gypsy celebrated her freedom by taking to Instagram. These are now repeats, as we've seen. Here she is as well, in her lovely ombre shirt. Okay, no shoes on. I don't know why. Even that. I don't know where she left. Okay, so she had no shoes. I don't know who brought her the clothes and not shoes. And maybe he was like, don't worry, we're going to take you shoe shopping. Then take her somewhere nice. But he maybe can't. I don't know. Took her to a shoe warehouse. Remember, I showed you, this was on my YouTube short that I made before this stream. I mean, look at this. Let's just see if we can watch the full video. Can we? That was loud. Okay, here we go. Why that? Okay, sorry, adverts appear when I push pause. Why? Shame. She wanted those boots so badly, but they don't fit. They don't zip up. Okay? Why is he, and the way he's looking at her in this? I don't like it. No, we want to play it a little bit more here. Shame.
Hi Gypsy, what's it like to be free? How you doing? What are you going shopping for, Gypsy? New shoes. What sort of shoes are you gonna get?
Okay, so she's like, I need shoes. So who brought the boots? Did he bring the little boots or what?
I
Yeah.
don't know. That's why I gotta try them on.
Here they come out. She got shoes that fit. Okay, wait, let's just put the sound off because the advert's about to blast. And it's in Dutch, you guys. Okay, so Elf says, do you have previous coverage on this? I do, and I do also have a playlist. I'll link the playlist in the description box for you afterwards. There is a Gypsy Rose Blanchard playlist. There are previous episodes linked in the description box for you, okay? Yeah, Amanda says he doesn't seem genuine. I worry, right? Okay. Yes. Oh, my word. Yes, I mean, to think that his car had Hitman on. Don't you guys think that is so inappropriate, as you said earlier? Thinking in the context of her previous boyfriend was essentially her hitman. You know what I mean? That is just so inappropriate. This guy, he just cannot read the room. I think that's it. You guys know I've got merch now that says read the room because I always feel so passionate about that. There's so many situations I've been in that I'm like, read the room. Anyway, I go. Okay, I'm in the gym and I'm just like, hello, read the room. I wear that loud and proud everywhere. So if you haven't seen that before, now you can. But I think he needs to be sent some of that. Read the room. One does not pick up in a Cadillac with Hitman on it. Take that off, sir, before you do. Maybe rent a vehicle. One does not take her to a budget hotel. No. Take her somewhere nice. Or to a shoe warehouse. I don't like that, especially when you're ready to cash in on her new life with all the cameras around, with your camera guy around as well. Okay, so we've seen these photos. This was her at Burger King. So we've seen so far he's taken her to Burger King and McDonald's. No, not healthy choices. He's not making healthy choices for himself. He's not taking care of himself, health-wise, like that. Now he's dragging her into that life too. This is all she knows now. Ah, man. River, you are not blocked. We can all see you. Okay. Slow mode is on because we have lots of people here. Okay, we have almost, we've got 3,500 people chatting right now, so we won't be able to see a thing unless the moderators were helping us out. So thank you, moderators. Thank you, mods, for everything you do. So yeah, we've already seen these pictures. I just want to show you again. This is our stepsister. Okay, so we've got that. I think we've almost worked through everything. There's some more pictures. That's a nice picture. I like this picture. Yeah, they say Gypsy's smiling from ear to ear. There she actually looks like she is happy and she is smiling and looks like she feels quite safe there. Yeah, okay. Gypsy's smiling from ear to ear in snaps from the party, posing for pics with father Rod Blanchard and his wife Christy. She's also reuniting with her stepsister Mia Blanchard. Looks like the fam went all out for the bash. There's golden balloons spelling out welcome home, plus confetti, cake, snacks, and champagne. Now take it easy on the champagne, lady. I'm so protective. Oh my word. I'm just like, take it easy on that champagne. Don't start drinking too much now. Don't do that. Don't get into substance abuse because if you've been through a lot of trauma, which she absolutely has, be careful with substances too. Be careful with addictions, okay? So here you go. Oh my. Oh, shame. Okay. So that's just showing that over and over. Yes, we've seen those as well. Oh, here, at least she's smiling in the car here a little bit. But it's kind of, I don't know. It's just like, okay, what's happening here? Yeah, Chanel said Hitman plate is so inappropriate. Yeah, Danielle says such healthy and nutritious meals, right? So I can see a lot of you do feel like I feel. If you don't, that's okay. If you do feel like I feel and you want to watch more content like this, Cinema Shogun has snocked it up for a few episodes. And I'm like, exactly. He said some very valid things about this case as well. Let's get some shoes, she said. So here they were. Is this the Daily Mail cameras, TMZ cameras? Is it his camera guy? Who the heck is filming this? I don't know. But please stop filming her every move. There she is in a warehouse. Can you take her somewhere nice instead of a clearance sale? Okay. It's just there like, wait, what? Oh, man. Okay, he's got his Dr. Pepper. I do like Dr. Pepper, but look, man. This guy's sweating up a storm here. It's just like Burger King, McDonald's, and Dr. Pepper. No. Get healthy, and I mean healthy body, healthy mind. She's already got a lot to work through mentally, okay? Please don't ruin her physical health too now, sir. Okay. Ooh, Miss North Musings, I mean... gut feel. Oh, yeah, there's a red flag there for sure. Oh, there, now we could see it. So the license plate is still on here. So at some point it was taken off, huh? Yes. They actually said it's his car in one of these TMZ articles. So I think it's his car. Hitman. No, sir. Her ex-boyfriend was the hitman. You're the hubby who married her while she was in prison. Well done. Okay. I'm still trying not to snark too much. Shame that she's got her phone. He's bought her stuff. Okay. So are we almost there? Yes, Gypsy Rose Blanchard's big goal when she gets out of prison was to meet Taylor Swift. And this article was published already in November. So now we know, why she wanted to go there, but that's not happening for her. Here is this picture everyone's talking about. Cinema saying here on X as well. I saw Nick the Hat. Remember from the Danilo Cavalcante case? Remember Nick the Hat, you guys? He's now got a YouTube channel as well. He launched it then. And he is still following up on that Cavalcante case, by the way, doing quite the deep dive. But anyway, the point is, okay, Nick the Hat and Cinema Shogun posted this side by side. And Cinema says here, so I've been looking at this photo and I'm almost 100% certain that Gypsy Rose's husband has on makeup. Not sure if he blushed his cheeks up or not, but definitely looks like he has on lipstick or lip gloss. Is he trying to look more like her mom? Once you see it, you can't unsee it, unfortunately. They look very alike. Now, I don't think that's his plan. I think what I said the other day, which I don't remember where, on which stream we said this, but if you've been through trauma in life, okay, sometimes you might repeat that trauma because you find what's familiar to you. But what's familiar to you is not a good thing. So if something makes you feel warm and fuzzy and like it's familiar, it's a red flag. That's what I've learned in life, okay? Yeah, otherwise you're running, freedom, straight into barbed wire. And then it's a repeat. And you're like, why can't I get out of this cycle? Oh, because you keep finding what's familiar. You know what I mean? Okay. David M is trying to tell me what to say on my own show here. Okay, David M. McDonald's, Dr. Pepper. I'm going to say it again just for you. McDonald's, Burger King, Dr. Pepper, not healthy. Okay, he's not in a healthy physical state. Okay, we're not fat shaming him. He's just not in a healthy physical state. If that's the first meals that he's buying for her, that's not a good start. Please make sure that she gets nutrition if you care about her, if you're protective of her, if you truly love her. Yes, protection is part of it. Discipline is part of it. Okay, it's not life. It's not just one big party. If you want to be successful, if you want to be free, if you want to be authentic, that takes a lot of work and a lot of discipline. It's not all just yay. Okay, so we've got that. The book again. I'm going to get it when it comes out because I want to see what's going on there. Here's some of the shorts. So we've already seen most of these clips. Let me see what else here. She said she wants to grow her social media following after prison to create change. So, just released from prison. Again, Happy New Year. If you hear the fireworks, it's New Year, right? Just released from prison, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is now thinking about what her life on the outside will look like. Perhaps the world's most famous parolee. She's intent on using whatever influence she might have for good. That sounds great. She said, I feel like I've been blessed with that ability to possibly create change. And that is what I'm trying to do. Early Thursday morning, Gypsy was released. This we know, we've gone over it, right? She admitted in 2016. We've gone over that as well. Let's get to the point of it. She said, I was never one of those children that wanted to be famous. She tells people, I didn't want to be a singer. I didn't want to be an actress. I wanted to be something, she must say someone that makes a difference. Now, as she said, this is sad if you analyze the statement. I wanted to be something that makes a difference, unless they misquoted her. Now, as she embarks on her post-prison life, her goal is to do just that. She tells people that she's hoping to build up followers on her Instagram and TikTok accounts. Well, she sure did. It's like 5 million followers all of a sudden. That's going to be a lot to deal with as well. And so she said she wants to build up followers as she seeks to define her platform. I feel like I've been blessed with a platform and the ability to possibly create change, and that's what I'm trying to do. On her verified Instagram account, which currently has over 4.7 million followers, her bio says she's advocating awareness about Munchausen syndrome by proxy. I think her case has also made everyone very aware of that, right? So if she's watching, I don't know if she ever would, but if she is, I would just say you don't have to do that. You don't owe that to anyone. Everybody already knows, the awareness was raised in this case. It was so sad, so traumatic, so terrible. I would love for her to be free and do whatever she wants. If she wants to paint, if she wants to learn a new language, if she wants to travel, if she wants to, she must think about what dreams she can do for herself, because she sacrificed her entire life already for others. She doesn't owe it to the world to teach others now. I think it's great. I think it's a great intention. At the core, I want her to be free, okay, and at peace. Yes. That's right. Tracy says the point is he should be supporting her with healthy food choices. Yeah, that's the point. I don't know. Did people miss the point? All right. So she said the choice that I made to commit murder was never the right choice. So my mission now is to take what I've done and what my mom did and makes it worth something. So I really think it's important for me to get out as much awareness about Munchausen by proxy, which is factitious disorder imposed on another now. It's renamed, as I can, and really try to focus in on mental health. She's also set to release her new book, as we've gone over. I actually just want to see this Instagram bio quickly. She said, public figure, public speaker, author advocating awareness about Munchausen syndrome by proxy. I hope that she will add also factitious disorder imposed on another, because it's been renamed. And if you want to be taken seriously in the mental health space, one knows you got to say the updated terms, right? So I hope she'll add that as well. Oh, man. Yeah, the fireworks here. Here she recounted, I'll link this article for you. And she said, I'm unapologetically myself. So I'll link that for you. I think we've gone over so many things now. Oh, my goodness. This one says what? Okay, we've gone over that. Yeah, this 6-hour special is coming out. Happy New Year, everyone. Is it loud for you? It's pretty loud, huh? Okay, the Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a 6-hour special split into 2-hour episodes. So it's going to be 3 nights, 2 hours each. And it will air on Lifetime on January 5th, 2024 to January 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Well, that's 4 in the morning for me. Wait, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 2 in the morning for me. And again, I don't think I can watch it. So if you guys want to screen record it or send it to me, please do. Okay. Caroline, thank you. Said she was launched by her mom like a rocket, and Gypsy's on a ballistic trajectory toward destruction. You are summarizing what I'm trying to say. It is like, I don't know, like the Concorde or something. Just comes a lot of risk, right? And you say she can no more avoid it than she can avoid gravity, it seems to me. Sad, right? Yeah. Jean says, I want to hear him on an interview from Dateline or something like that. Get out on the spot. Yeah, let's hear him. Let's hear it from him. Maybe we will in some of these documentaries, right? Okay, well, I really do. I wish her the best. I would also say, though, she's been through a lot, and she herself said on an interview that she has learned to lie really, really well. So it's not just like she's a complete angel and we must just clap, clap, clap for everything she does. She's learned a lot, unfortunately, in her life. She's seen a lot of evil that she can't unsee. Again, discipline. One needs to channel that trauma, channel all of that. There's probably rage there. There's probably depression there, PTSD, all of this stuff, right? All this trauma to deal with. I really hope she'll have protective people in her life. I hope her dad will step up and be very protective, right? I'm sure he is. We haven't seen too many interviews since then, but I'm sure he is. And I hope they will be. And I really hope that she Well, no, even if she's in this marriage and even if it is so public, she can get out if she wants to. If it doesn't feel right, she can get out. She'll have a lot of support for that, okay? I feel like a lot of us here, the Grizzlies, we got your back, Gypsy. Right? Yeah, Amsterdam Pigeon says, Concord, that story didn't end well. I know. I don't feel that this story is on a path to end well either, but I really hope I'm wrong. Ooh, Blue Cube says, Gypsy's a highly trained manipulator from mother, then prison, now is a deadly icon. It's sad, right? It's sad and scary. I think it's very risky. I think it's a red flag. And I hope she'll be okay. Wow. Okay, so we talked a lot. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here for this stream. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the other stream as a public one. Let me just see what the time is. Now it is, so it's going to be happening in the next 3 hours. Okay, I've given us a nice break so that you can catch up on this if you only joined at the tail end of the stream. I never want to go from this one to that one. I want to give you guys a nice break. And then we'll go there and see that case together, where a 14-year-old boy has been arrested and he's suspected of murdering his parents and critically injuring his sister, who's recovering in hospital. We're going to watch that press conference and all of that, okay? So just let me just put on the teleport. Let me start up my my teleporting machine here. Just hold on. We're going to redirect you there. And I'll put the link in the chat as the outro happens. I'm looking forward to reading all the super stickers, and thank you to everyone who sent me PayPals. As you know, that's the most direct form of support, and the second best would be Patreon. So thank you so much to everyone who's done that. I still have to reply to your messages, and I will get to it. To the coffees and the Patreon messages and PayPal, I will reply to you as well. Quirky Carlotta says, love your content so much. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your support as well. All right, are we ready to teleport, everyone? Before we do, let's see if we're almost there. Ooh, 100 Grizzlies need to subscribe and we reach our new milestone of 250,000 Grizzlies. I'm going to be so excited. Let's do that today, okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Do it. Make sure you are subscribed as well, because sometimes YouTube will automatically unsubscribe you. So leave me your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you understood in context all the things I'm saying. I'm not attacking the husband just because I don't like him or I feel like it. No. It's out of protection. I feel concerned. I think a lot of the actions are speaking louder than words. I'm worried about it. So that's it. I'm expressing concern. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go see what's happening outside with all these fireworks already. It's only 6 p.m. here, by the way, in the Netherlands. So they're starting early, as they always do. All right, everyone. Now we're going to teleport to the next stream. All right, here we go. Thank you so much.